Hey you guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Now today is a lovely recipe. I'm very excited about it and I cannot believe that I haven't done this recipe on the channel yet. So thank you for the person who reminded that this recipe doesn't exist on my channel. But I'm making paneer tikka masala. This is so delicious, and as all my recipes, it's super simple to prepare. So I'm not going to waste any time and I'm going to start cooking. So I have got a couple of steps in this. Simple, super simple, but just a couple of steps in this. And for the first thing, we're going to prepare a nice curry. So for that, I'm going to start with the onion. So either take 2 onions, and I've got a large one, so I'm just using 1 today, and just roughly chop it because we are going to puree this once it's cooked. So don't bother chopping it fine. Thank God, says me, because you know I don't like fine chopping. And also need 3 tomatoes. So again, roughly chop it, and also going to roughly chop a couple of garlic cloves and a nice big piece of ginger. And to this, I'm going to add around 8 to 10 cashew nuts and 2 dried red chilies. This will give a lovely color and also give that spice hit. So just roughly chop it then. Right, and now it's time to cook this. Nice hot pan and 2 to 3 tablespoons of sunflower oil goes in. And then all of this just goes straight in. So our onions, tomatoes, cashew nuts, red chilies, ginger and garlic. So now I'm just going to leave this alone and let it cook for a good 15 minutes. On a medium to high heat, because we want a little bit of color. Don't cover it at the moment, just let it cook, and that will give me enough time to prepare the paneer and the vegetables. So I have got a red pepper, a green pepper and a yellow pepper. You can choose just red if you like or just green if you like. I love green pepper, and I know a few people who don't like that, but I think it just is so lovely in flavor. And I'm just going to chop these 3 into kind of chunks. Also have got a massive onion, so you can use 2 if you want, 2 medium size, and all of these will be chopped into similar shapes and size so they cook evenly. So I'm just opening up the layers so the marinade can go all over them. You guys will be so proud of me because I have made my own paneer today. I know I keep telling you guys because so many of you can't find paneer, and I say just make your own. And yesterday I remembered, so last night I prepared the paneer and leave it to set in the fridge. So I have homemade fresh paneer ready for today's recipe. Isn't that beautiful? There's something about homemade paneer so special, and it's so crumbly and so delicious. Now that we've got everything ready, time to make the marinade. But I will quickly check on the onions because I think they are done too. That has got such a beautiful color to it. It smells incredible. I'm going to turn the heat off and leave it alone for 5 minutes before I blitzed it up. So for the marinade, I have got 300 grams of natural yogurt in a bowl. You can also use thick Greek yogurt. To this, I'm going to add the flavors. In goes a tablespoon of ground cumin, a tablespoon of ground coriander powder, a tablespoon of my homemade garam masala recipe on the channel, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of chili powder, which you can add more if you want more heat, and a teaspoon of amchur powder or dried mango powder, and then 2 garlic cloves and a big piece of ginger, which I have finely chopped. And all that's left to do is mix it all up, and I'm just going to pour this over, some of it over the onions and some of it over the paneers. Now I'm not mixing the paneer and onions together. because if I do that, my homemade paneer will just crumble up and fall apart. So I'm going to put this and marinate in a separate bowl. And also going to preheat the oven at 180C or 160 fan. So I've got two separate trays, one for the pepper and onions and one for the paneer, solely for the same reason I marinated them separately. So just going to spread them on the tray. The oven is nice and hot, and then I'm going to just roast this for 25-30 minutes, but I'll keep an eye. It might take a bit longer till they have like golden edges, a little bit golden. That smells so good. And it's not even fully cooked yet. So I'm going to puree this, but before that I'm going to add a couple of 200 ml of water to this, so that it gives us like a little bit of sauce, gravy, curry, whatever you want to call it. And then I will blitz this. And adding the water also does another thing. It just takes off all the sticky bits from the pan, and you know, doesn't leave anything behind, leaves a clean pan behind. That smells so good. I just want to dive into it. I'm going to come back to the same pan, no need to wash it. I'm going to add a tablespoon of oil and a couple of tablespoons of salted butter. Yes, we need that. Or you can add ghee if you like. And then we pour in the pureed onion, tomato, delicious paste to this pan and add the spices. Tablespoon of oil, a couple of tablespoons of butter, and we've added the oil so that we don't burn the butter. And once that has melted, I'm going to add the puree to it. I'm going to add everything then. A teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of garam masala, a teaspoon of ground coriander, a teaspoon of ground cumin. Just going to mix this up, cover, and let this simmer for around 20-25 minutes. That is the same time as our paneer and peppers will take to get ready. So, which will be great because they will come together at the same time. That looks lovely. Right, I'm gonna get the paneer out as well. The color has turned so deep and beautiful. Just going to add a couple of things just to balance it all up. I'm going to add a teaspoon of honey. You can add sugar instead, and a tablespoon of dried fenugreek leaves or kasuri methi. If you don't have this, please don't add fenugreek seeds because that's completely different flavor and you will ruin your dish. So if you don't have it, skip it, but don't add the seeds. So I have to confess, I forgot to add a tiniest bit of oil to the marinade because it would have been quite nice to have that in the paneer. So just add a teaspoon of oil to the marinade, and the paneer is lovely. It's crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. So all of this paneer goes into the sauce, the curry, and then a good mix. I'm trying not to break any paneer pieces. And now for some cream. Now time to plate it up. You can add the cream directly to the pan, but I'm going to first transfer it to a serving bowl and then top it with some double cream. So I added the cream and I didn't like the look of it kind of floating on top. So I mixed it in, I returned it to the pan and I mixed it through just because I think it wasn't looking like how I wanted it to look. But I'm ready with my plate and spoon to try and taste it, because I need to let you know how it tastes, of course. This, I would recommend that you please enjoy this with some naan or some parathas, and all those recipes are on the channel. Of course, if you are a rice fan, then go for rice, but yeah, my recommendation would be for Indian bread. Right, so there. Oh, that's so lovely. Oh, that, it's really intense in spices. Because I added so much in the marinade and so many in the sauce, and it tastes very different to paneer makhani, which I've made before, paneer butter masala, I think I called it. So if you are a paneer fan, then this is something you must try. I hope you will give this a go. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me your comments below. And I'll see you back very soon with another new recipe. Now that I've told you have to make parathas, you should have it with parathas. I need to make some parathas to eat with this now. Take care. Bye for now.